Hey everyone, it's Mike Sullivan of mo.com. Thanks for joining me today. With me today is Jonathan Kay of Grasshopper.com. Jonathan joins us once a month as our subject matter expert, and today he's going to share with us some advice that Grasshopper learned with a company they launched. I'll turn it over to Jonathan to talk more to you about it. Here he is.
Hey guys, what's happening? So at this point, you've probably you've learned a little bit about me. You know at this point that, as you can see here on the screen, we've developed Grasshopper and even Chargeify. So we've done some things in the virtual phone system space, some things with kind of simple recurring billing. But what you might not have known is that we actually launched a company called Spreadable a year ago. And Spreadable is this word-of-mouth marketing tool, right? Essentially gives someone who's having a really positive experience on your website an opportunity to yell from the rooftops about you. Share a discount code, send an email or a tweet to their friends saying this product is so badass, you absolutely need to check it out, right? But before I get into that, I want to tell you a little bit about the company, why it shut down, even though we were growing and making money and getting new paying users. And then ideally, I have 3 kind of cool lessons learned. I touched the stove and it's really hot. Maybe you guys should avoid touching the stove in these areas, right? So some puddles that you guys can hopefully avoid stepping in at our loss, you know what I mean? So here we go. So first, what I want to show you right now is these 3 basic ideas, right? Why did we even create this company in the first place? And it's very simple, right? Very simply, people don't like to ask paying customers for anything. It's kind of this like, let's not touch it thing, right? Someone's happy, they're paying us money, they're a customer. I don't even want to remind them that they're a customer, that they're paying money, because maybe they'll stop being a customer, like don't touch it type thing. And so it's really hard. People found it really uncomfortable to be asking for referrals from happy paying customers, right? Don't break something that's working, right? Outside of that, it's really difficult to measure, right? And with Spreadable, we were going to give you tons of analytics around referrals and word of mouth marketing. And it's kind of a crazy thing because people are talking about you, right? You see people tweeting, you know that all this is going on, but you can't quantify it, right? How do you qualify that? And the joke of the matter is we know that lots of people are referring us via Twitter and whatnot, but the amount of time it would take to track that would actually, it would be such a waste of time, right? There's so much better stuff you can be doing with that time. So we thought we could help people measure. And lastly, and most importantly with any web app, guys, is it wasn't easy to build, right? It would take you a long time to build something like this from scratch. So these were ideas. As you can see right here, this idea came out of something we built at Grasshopper. So at Grasshopper, there's a button on every single page that's the Refer an Entrepreneur button. And you click on this button, and as you can see right here, you get this drop down, right? And this drop down essentially gives you the opportunity to share a $25 discount with a friend, anyone, via email, via any social network. And it was really simply just giving a platform for happy customers to kind of yell from the rooftops if they wanted. And it's really crazy. Our CEO came into our marketing meeting a year ago, completely interrupted the meeting and said, guys, you're absolutely not going to believe this. We increased our revenue $100,000 freaking dollars last year, and it was all trackable to this app, all trackable to Refer an Entrepreneur. That's unbelievable, $100,000, right? We found that people coming to our website from this link were converting at 22%. Yes, I'm literally giving a moment of silence for the fact that we were converting at 22%, because most websites convert at 1.5%. We convert somewhere in that range. I mean, if we could get our conversion up to 1.6, 1.7, literally the entire company could take a month off. It would be such a difference. And this app converted at 22%. It was a low CPA. So we were like, holy shit, we need to build what's working so well for us and get it out there, right? And give it to other web apps and other people, because they can even make a percentage of that. This would be wildly successful, right? So that's essentially what Spreadable was. For a variety of reasons, we shut it down. If you were to Google Grasshopper Spreadable case study, there's a 12-page PDF that will give you all of our numbers and all of our information. It's absolutely free, so feel free to check that out. But I just want to break out 3 very simple lessons learned that we kind of pulled from this experience, right? And again, hopefully it can help you in avoiding some of these missteps, right? And so the first thing is this idea that what works for you won't always work for them. And what that means is we had this product that was so unbelievable for Grasshopper that we just assumed, man, this is going to be awesome for everyone else. So we built in a silo for 3 months. We didn't do any customer development. We didn't ask anyone for advice because we knew what worked, right? Or hypothetically knew what worked. And so the problem is that we ended up building something that didn't solve the problem we were originally trying to solve. And so what that means is we started to learn that customers needed to have a certain volume relative to their price in order to have a referral program works. And what that means is Grasshopper is kind of cool because, our product costs $30, $40 a month. We get 50, 60, 70,000 hits a month. So there's a lot of traffic. The price point is relatively low. It's reasonable. But if someone's selling, $500 watches online, that's a product that doesn't lead itself as well to, being referred via Twitter and having someone send an email. And, it doesn't lean itself as well to discounts and whatnot. And so we found out that that was a problem, right? Because a lot of our customers didn't fit into that traffic price mold that we did. We also learned that what people really wanted was a rewards program, right? They wanted a way to say thank you for those referrals. And we didn't know that, right? And that was in the pipeline, but it wasn't in version 1 or even version 2 because we didn't know that that was what people really, really wanted, And it's because we didn't ask and we didn't listen and we built in this silo because we assumed what worked for us was going to work for them. And that was a real problem, right? That was a real problem. Second thing, this idea that don't be embarrassed of your product, right? You need to launch early, okay? And so what I mean by that is, and again, I'll give you this Spreadable based example, but essentially we created this product in 3 months and it sucked. It was so ugly. And we're like, man, we're Grasshopper. We have this reputation. We can't launch a product that's this hideous looking. People are going to hate it. So we literally scrapped what we built in 3 months, okay? And started rebuilding again in a silo. We built this beautiful product that had so many features. We waited until it was perfect. And the problem is again, because we didn't listen, the product was so feature rich that it actually confused the hell out of all of our customers. So people couldn't even figure out what to do because there were so many options, right? And we didn't even know this was a problem because we didn't ask. And so the joke is that if we had just shown the product to people in the first place, they would have told us that it sucked, but we could have asked them why, right? And that's kind of a crazy thing because we could have just said, why does it suck? And they could have told us and we could have used what we learned and from what we listened to then help build a second version that was more in line with what our customers wanted. Instead of building this feature exploded, perfect product that is not really what people wanted, right? Really, they wanted something simple that could offer rewards. And so don't be embarrassed, right? Get out there early. Find a group of people you trust and launch with those early evangelists who will give you real feedback, right? And the last thing is this idea that, you hear it all the time, more developers on a product is good, right? Because it's going to actually lead you to your path of success quicker. And I'm going to go ahead and pull the bullshit card for a minute because more developers on a product can actually just lead you down the wrong path faster. And I think, entrepreneurs are so optimistic that you kind of forget that if you move at such a speed, you can actually be moving in the wrong direction, right? And so what I'm going to recommend is simply, well, actually, before I say that, just think about it, right? You're creating a company. Your goal is to make a hypothesis, prove or disprove that hypothesis, and repeat that process 845 times in a row until you actually have a product that people like, a market that's willing to buy the product, and that market will actually not only have a need for the product, but will have a budget to afford your product, right? And you're going to have to make so many hypotheses, prove and disprove so many theories before you get to that point. And what you need in order to do that is you need one product person and one technical person, okay? You need someone who understands product development, product marketing, product management, a little bit of customer development, and you need a developer, okay? You need someone technical. Those two people can work together under a founder's vision, one person's vision and motivation to prove and disprove tons of hypotheses, till you get to a point where you now know you're on the right path. That's when you bring on these other people, bring someone on to do marketing, bring on a couple more technical people, and that's when you sprint, right? But it's crazy, at Spreadable, we actually brought on a team of 5 or 6 people to start building the product, and it sent us in the wrong direction faster. It allowed us, we were burning cash quicker, which ended up putting more pressure on the entire team to succeed and start getting paying customers and rushing processes, right? And it's interesting because we actually didn't even have the right technical talent because we hadn't really validated the market yet, right? And we hadn't figured out exactly what people wanted. We didn't even know the technical talent that we needed, right? What we really needed was someone who could do some really good UI and some good front-end design, but we didn't know that. And if we had waited and brought on less people, we could have learned that, saved money, and hired the right people when we needed to grow. And so that's it. I wanted to keep it quick, just some quick tips that if you're starting your company, you can avoid. And so just to reiterate, guys, just check yourself. And I think the real lesson here is that you need to talk to people. Get the hell out of your office building, get out of your home, and go talk to real people. Even if you just have a screenshot of your product, go show people that screenshot. Go do something and listen to people, because an outside, third-person perspective is extremely valuable, and you can avoid a lot of pain, a lot of money, and a lot of mistakes if you just at least listen to and bounce your ideas off a third-person perspective. And if you want more, just Google Grasshopper Spreadable case study, and there's a kick-ass free 12-page PDF there for you guys.